the NBA season wrapped up. We know who the champions are. We know who the Finals MVP is. We know who the MVP is. So I wanted to get Adrian's current top 10 players in the NBA following this season. This is Adrian's top 10 list. His current top 10 players in the NBA. Let's hear it.
I struggle with this a lot, man, because I know there's gonna be guys I'm missing. I know people aren't gonna be happy with this list, but hey, I just kind of just went for it, and I'm gonna stick to it. It's always
Adrian,
ever
you gave mine
changing.
in the beginning of the season. I left LeBron off of it, so don't feel bad about anything that you do. LeBron
All right,
had a
what you
crazy.
got? Would you like me to go from 10 to 1 or 1 to
Yeah,
10?
start at 10 and go to
10.
1.
Yeah.
All right. I tried to use a little bit of this year. I don't want to be too recency biased, but you got to, I try to not to be a prisoner of the moment because I think in the society we tend to forget about guys and we tend to just live in the moment. So I try to put a little bit of everything in the equation and formula. But here we go. At 10, Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers. I still believe Anthony Davis is a top 10 player in the league. Arguably could have won a Defensive Player of the Year. He played his most games this year, I believe, in 5 or 6 years. Top 1, 2 in blocks per game. Rebound, I believe he's top in the NBA in rebounding. But when Anthony Davis is on, man, he's unstoppable. He played a good series against the Nuggets. Nuggets were just a better team. It's a better matchup for them as well. But Anthony Davis is still one of the top players in the league as long as he stays healthy. At number 9, we got SGA. Runner up for MVP this year. Oklahoma City got them to the 1 seed. I believe he's a superstar. He developed well. I know he had a great season, so I got to throw him in the top 10 list. He's going to lead this OKC team possibly to the NBA championship. Number 8, still got to go with the best shooter of all time. That is Steph Curry. Still amazing. Still unstoppable, man. Still got a lot of years left in the tank. Number 7, we go with Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics. He didn't get Finals MVP, but good. Showed up in Game 5, the closing game, 30 points, almost had a triple double. Number 6, who I believe will be the face of the NBA, and that is Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves. Yes, Anthony Edwards. Got the Minnesota Timberwolves where nobody thought they could get to the Western Conference Finals. I believe his stars going to keep rising. He's great with the media. Goes out in the game, talks trash, but one of my favorite players in the NBA. And then at number 5, I can't believe I'm saying this, but LeBron James still playing at an amazing level. Arguably, he's still one of the best players in the world right now. Playing father time is like Tom Brady, man. He still continues to play well. I know it's not always like it used to be, but in spurts you see it. Still able to collect the playoffs. I know they got split, but he was still, I believe, averaging 27, 7 this year. Still playing at a high level when he needs to be. And here we go at number 4, Luka Doncic. Lost the NBA Finals 4-1, but Luka continue to get better and better. He needs to work on his defense. He needs to get in better shape. He needs to stop whining to the refs. But when he's on, he's on. He seems to get to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Game winner in Game 2, and he was unstoppable with Kyrie Irving. Number 3, Joel Embiid. He played practically on one leg in that Knicks series. Did a great job. But they'll be back next year. I think if he can stay healthy and not have the fluke. He broke the Sixers scoring record for a season in the game, but he was unstoppable in that Knicks series. And number 2, still going my boy Giannis Antetokounmpo. Too bad for him that his last 2 years, bad luck from the Bucks. So we don't really have a temperature on what the Bucks have done because 2 years ago, Giannis hurts his back in Game 1 where he lands on it. He's not the same. Then 2 weeks this year before the playoffs start, he pulls his calf and doesn't even play in the first round series loss to the Pacers. So, but I still believe he's the top player in this league and he's been dominant. And then at number 1, I don't think anybody can argue with it. 3-time MVP, Nikola Jokic. What more can I say? The Nuggets lost to Minnesota in 7 round in the semis, but best player in the NBA, man. Not even gonna argue it.
Should be 4-time MVP. I like the list. Do you want me to go, Raj, or you want to go first? Sorry about the list.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like the list. I think it's good. I would put Tatum probably ahead. I would put Tatum further ahead.
Okay.
I would move Joel Embiid a lot further down. I would move Joel Embiid behind. So when I say ahead, I think Tatum would be ahead of Anthony Edwards. I would move Embiid
I don't
behind.
think you didn't have Anthony Edwards in your top 10, did you?
Yeah, he did. He was
Oh, you
was
did?
7. He was
I had
6.
him at 6.
6, yeah. And
Oh,
Tatum
okay,
was
okay,
Tatum
my
was
bad, my bad.
7. Edwards was 6, right? So
Okay.
I would move Tatum to 6, Edwards to 7, Embiid back, and everybody else. Well, actually no. So 5, everybody else move Embiid back to 7 or 8 or whatever it is. Move everybody else up, and then Tatum ahead. Because Embiid to me is just he's I want to say Matthew Stafford, but it's like he's in such a poor organization that just
Okay.
hasn't seemed to win. I feel like if he went anywhere else, he'd probably win. That'd be like another thing where it's like Embiid's not going to win a ring until he goes somewhere else, in my opinion. Like LeBron won't win another one unless he leaves and goes somewhere. Like if Embiid goes to Dallas, he'll win one. Embiid goes to not Chicago, Boston, obviously he'll probably win one. Like he needs to get out of Philly before he wins a ring. Another thing I don't really like about his game, and it's just the way that it goes nowadays with centers in the league, he's just kind of a free throw merchant, in my opinion. Everybody was talking about a 62-point game. He got 42 of his points from free throws. I think he shoots one of the highest free throw percentages in the game and free throws per game. Giannis is pretty close up there, and I love Giannis, but I think Giannis has a more dynamic game. But yeah, I would just move Embiid way down the list. I've kind of fallen off this whole after the trust the process era, and he hasn't been able to take them after the Kawhi loss, and then they played Toronto after that. I think that's the furthest he's ever going to go in Philly. That shot that Kawhi made against Philly, and what was that? That was the game before the Eastern Conference Finals, correct?
2019, yep. Yeah.
So I like the list overall. I think it's still a fine list. I just think Embiid is too high. I'm just out on him, and people can call me a hater if they want. I've seen what I've seen, and I've seen enough. He's either hurt. He's like Anthony Davis to me, and Anthony Davis at 10. He's either hurt or he's healthy and he's averaging a lot of points, and then he gets eliminated in the first round of the playoffs.
I left Jaylen Brown right off the list. I had him at 11, 12, somewhere in there with.
Did you have like 3 honorable mentions?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, and I would go probably. I go Devin Booker, somewhere around them.
Add him to the LeBron Embiid list. Yeah. He's not winning a ring until he goes somewhere else. He's not winning a ring until he goes somewhere else.
KD kind of choked in the playoffs a little bit this year, but I still believe he's definitely a top. He's definitely in that range. He's definitely still a top 15 player, but it's just Phoenix is slacking right now. Same thing. I had to leave Kawhi off as well because he's not there in the playoffs, man. Every year it just seems to injuries always seem to be the issue with Kawhi.